hi again. So now let's start installing our hypervisor inside our physical host, but in the tutorial we're going to do it inside a virtual machine so we can record the step easily. So in your lab, I will add another option before start installing to show you an example. So here when you click on the virtual machine that we have, you see the state powered off, the OS VMware ESXi, and the version and the RAM, and you have the option apply virtual machine or edit virtual machine. Of course, after creating your virtual machine, you can edit the setting by using edit virtual machine, as you remember this option here. And I want to add a new hard driver, so to see how the hard driver show up when you install your ESXi. So I click add right here, yes, and I will choose hard driver. Next, you can choose SCSI, IDE or SATA. Of course, we choose SCSI because it's recommended. Create new virtual disk, use an existing virtual disk, or use a physical disk. This is for advanced user. Of course, you can use the physical address that you have in your machine, but here we're going to use a virtual disk. We give it 14 GB. This option is to reserve the 14 GB from your hard driver for this machine. If you check it, if not, the virtual machine will start consuming some space from this virtual machine, and always you will have some free space of this hard driver to use it in your personal use or in your other software. So allocating the file capacity can enhance performance but require all the physical disk space to be available right now. If you do not allocate all the space now, the virtual disk starts small and grow as you add data to it. So of course we'll leave it as like that. Then this is the name ESXi10. It's not a problem. Okay, so now we have two hard driver. So let's start the installation process. So to do that, we click apply virtual machine, or from here apply virtual machine is the same. So let's click apply and we start the installation process. So here is it. We need to click with the mouse inside this virtual machine so we can control it. So before that, so I automatically chose the first one to boot from the ISO image. So as you will see here, we have VMware ESXi 6.5.0, VM kernel, realized build, the number of the build, and VMware ENC, VMware virtualization platform. So here it shows you the operating system that you install, and here it shows you the platform that you use to install this ESXi. As we use a VM workstation, so it automatically detects that we use a VMware virtual platform. But in the real environment, when you install the ESXi directly to the host, you will see the brand of the host, for example, Dell 61, etc. And for example, HP or any server that you have. You see the brand of that server right here. So one of the important step to installing this ESXi is the driver right here, NFS41 client. This is an important step, should be loaded successfully to complete the installation. This one is trying to detect the network adapter, the network internet connection that you have. If this option is failed, you can't complete the installation, because to work with the VMware, you need to have a network adapter. So all the server have a network adapter, and of course all the driver of the network adapter is famous. The step is going successfully, and if the VMware does not detect the driver of the network adapter, you need to add that network adapter by using some tool, but it's not important. So welcome to VMware ESXi 6.5 installation. VMware ESXi 6.5 installs on most systems, but only systems on VMware compatibility GUID are supported. So we click with the mouse inside this window so we can start controlling the virtual machine. So like that. So the mouse is gone. That means I am inside the virtual machine now. So select the option to perform. We have the option cancel and continue. So of course we need to continue, press enter. Then there are a license you should accept it. So we accept with F11. Of course you need to read this one. I already read it. So accept with F11. Scanning for available device. This may take a few seconds. So now he try to detect the hardware. Here is it. As I tell you, he detects that we have two hardware. I create the second hardware to show you that this process, it show you all the hard driver that you have in your physical host. If you have 10, 20 the hard driver, he will detect it. Of course, in the server, you have a hard driver with more than terabytes. So you will see the size or the capacity for each hard driver. And you choose between them the driver that you want to install the ESXi inside it. So let's choose the first one as an example. We click enter. Here, choose the keyboard that you want to use. I use a US keyboard. If you have different keyboard, you can choose the one that you want. So let's leave it by default. And now this is an important step. This is an important step and you should take care about it. So when we install ESXi, by default, the user administrator is root. As you will see, is root. And then he asks us to add the password for that root administrator. We can't create a username. We use only the root that comes by default with the ESXi, and we have only the option to create the password. And this step is important. You should create a powerful password, but you should remember it, because it is impossible to recover the password. If you lost the password, you lost your host or the operating system in your host. You need to install a new version and start configuring everything from the beginner if you don't remember the password. So this step is important. Choose a password that you can remember it. So as I am just for the tutorial, I will use a simple password by number. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. And I chose to repeat the password to confirm it. And when I finish, I click enter. So okay, now I add the password and I know that the user is root and the password is the simple one that I use. So confirm install. The installer is configured to install the ESXi 6.5 on the hard driver MPX VM-HPL. This is our virtual hard driver. The disk will be repartitioned. So all the data that you have inside that hard driver will be repartitioned. So we click install by using the F11 and the installation started. It will take a little time to complete the installation. So this is in relation about the speed of your hard driver and your laptop that you use. If you use a slow laptop or desktop and hard driver, very old hard driver, it will take more times. But when you use it in the real environment with a speed server, it will be more faster. So through within the installation, let's discover some other tools. So if we want to use the mouse again, I need to use Ctrl plus Alt. Ctrl Alt. So the mouse back. So let's click with the mouse again to get inside this virtual machine. And if I try to move the mouse, it does not work. So just click Ctrl Alt and the mouse will back again. So let's see some other option. We have the player. This we can control the virtual machine. That's called it ESXi1. We have the power. We can shut down, suspend, restart, remove device if we want to disconnect the DVD driver or the other option that we have. We want to send Control Alt del. We want to manage if we want to edit the setting of virtual machine. Of course, it need to be the machine need to be off to change some hardware, and the full screen like that to use the ESXi in a full screen. like this. So I need to click Ctrl Alt to get out again. So like that. This needs to be have a operating system installed and help exit. Then this is the Alt Control Supreme. This to connect to VMware to Horizon, we don't need it. Full screen, enter Unity mode. And here you see the hardware that's connect with this machine. So hardware number 1 and the hardware number 2, the DVD driver, the network adapter, the Bluetooth, the CAM, etc. And of course here you see a alert message. VMware tool enable any mini feature and improve mouse movement, video and performance. This alert message asks you to install the VMware tool that will help you to manage your virtual machine from the outside easily, like mouse movement, video, performance, and other options. This option we're going to see it later when we start our work. So installation complete. As you will see, ESXi 6.5 has been installed successfully. Will operate in evaluation mode for 16 days. To use ESXi 6.5 after the evaluation period, you must register for VM product license. As I tell you, we're going to use the evaluation mode for every software that we need. To administrate your server, navigate to the server and hostname or IP address from your web browser or use the direct control user interface. Automatically disconnect the user image and then he will reboot the operating system. So press enter to start rebooting. From the next video we'll see the process of booting the first boot of the hypervisor or the ESXi.